I forgot to put myself back in. It was going so smooth there for a little bit. Welcome to Making It Up As We Go. And that is definitely what we're doing. Let me bring everybody in here and we can continue the mayhem. It's Mr. Paul Corliss. How you doing, Paul?
Real good. Good evening.
I get a new computer and it's still a shit show. There's Paul Hammerquist. How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
Good. And then we got Mr. Hamilton Dilbeck. Woo! Big
hello.
Star. How's it going?
Going so good. I waited so long to make this Instagram post. I had an entire countdown to watch and to tell people about where we're at. And I'm so sorry. And post it. Hello, gentlemen.
It's all good. That's the way it goes. All right. Well, hey, let's. So I got a new computer. Thank you to the folks that helped me out with that, and we got a new little box going, and it definitely seems to be better than the old one. So we'll keep on running. Let's get this thing moving here. So let's get talking about what we've been up to this week. Mr. Paul Corliss, what have you been doing this week, sir?
I have been engraving pencils for my daughter-in-law. She's a teacher, and I saw a video on engraving pencils, so I built the jig and I engraved her a bunch of pencils, and she just thought that was neat as can be.
Oh, that's cool.
I wanted to show people, if you need any 2mm plywood, skinny stuff, this is a roughly 8x11, roughly. And I got this at Dollar General or Dollar Tree for $1.25. And nice. So if you need to make anything out of thin plywood, it's pretty cheap. And it's really nice faces on it too.
Yeah, so there's no knots or anything on that.
No. So if you need thin plywood, 2mm, Dollar Tree, $1.25.
Hey.
That's my public service announcement for tonight.
Just cut it up and let it roll. That's
cut
awesome.
It up and let it roll.
Nice. Mr. Hammerquist, what about you, sir? What have you been working on?
Oh, been testing engraving metal. No, it's a little hard to see.
Is that real gold?
No, this one is brass. Oh. Let's see if I can get that zoomed in. There we
wow.
go.
Nice.
So been doing that. I got brass, stainless steel, aluminum, and copper. Just testing out a bunch of. So playing around with the engraving bit, the spring-loaded one.
Oh, okay.
And trying that out. So
doing it with the CNC. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Well, I know Mr. Dilbeck over here, he could do that with his fancy new laser.
It's so fancy. It's so fast. It's legitimately the coolest thing in my shop. So awesome.
What, you been up to anything this week? I mean, you're insanely busy with Maketember.
Pretty much just computer work at this point. Not a lot of shop time, a lot of sitting here making videos. Launching my first actual course and stuff tomorrow. So I've been doing that up until hanging out with y'all and getting last minute things fixed up for that. So we'll see. Very
cool. That'll be good. You'll have to fill us in some more on that as we go tonight.
Yeah.
I've been busy. Haven't really gotten any shop time, but I've been able to. I'm working on the office in the basement. Started painting that up today, and having fun with that. And then also I finished the buggy. So here's the finished dune buggy. Let's see here.
Wow.
And cool. Pretty neat. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I have the suspension too low, so it makes the motor not look right. But when I have to take it back apart again because there's no motor or anything in it yet. So when I take it back apart again, I literally have to take everything apart to change the setting of the suspension from how it's all mounted. So like the axles have to come off and everything. So it's a big pain in the butt to do when you have to take it back apart again anyway to put a motor in it. So it's pretty neat. But look, it's even got a gear shifter in there. Oh, let me switch it this way. You can see it's got a gear shifter. I mean, it's so stupidly detailed, and I'm really happy with how that little guy came out. So anybody that doesn't know, this is all 3D printed. Everything except for the tires and the shocks. I mean, that's it. Everything else on that you can see right now is all 3D printed.
Wow.
On the old Ender 3 back here. So it's a really awesome model. So 3D sets is where that came from. But a lot of fun putting that thing together. I don't even care if I drive it. Like, it was just fun to build, and I would definitely get another one. I'm already going to get the Beetle. They have an off-road Beetle and a street version of a Beetle, and I'm going to get one of those and end up just building it just to have it. Not even to drive it. I just want to build it. So I like doing Legos and crap. So putting stuff together like that's always fun. But yeah, a lot of fun. And speaking of 3D sets, we got something about 3D sets here in a little bit, but we'll get into that in a minute. Oh no, I didn't update it. I failed. See, Hamilton failed to talk to people on Instagram, and I failed to update our. It's actually 61 days for the Gatten CNC Christmas. I screwed that up. I forgot to fix that. So 61 days until the Gatten CNC Christmas Challenge starts. So get your stuff moving, and we're working on sponsors for prizes for that. We already have our good buddy Cody over at Cadence Manufacturing and Design. Thank you, Cody. He's going to be on board for that. And we're working on a bunch of other stuff that haven't 100% nailed down, but we're working on it. So get working on something, and you can start releasing your videos the day after Thanksgiving. All right, let's see here. So we got a giveaway today. Thank you, Mr. Paul, from our buddies over there, Charlie and Leon, that were on last week from Pixel CNC. They are giving us a full license for Pixel CNC this week. It's $149.99 for that license. So that's a huge, huge giveaway for us today. So thank you very much to them. And so we're going to start today's hashtags off with Pixel CNC, hashtag Pixel CNC. So drop that into the comments down there, and that could be one of the it could be the hashtag that we picked tonight. Don't know. All right. So
just be careful. Some of us might be throwing out random hashtags out there.
Could be. Could be. So let's see here. Where are we at? So I changed up. I changed to trying to make the show better and better each week. And so in doing so, some of the stuff that I load up onto the side, I get mixed up in from one week to another. But the first thing that I think we should talk about for this week's show is getting one of these stickers. If you want one of these stickers, you can go to cadencemanufacturinganddesign.com and order yourself some Ginny Bits. And when you put Maketember 2023 in the as your coupon, you get, what is it, Hamilton? It's 10% off?
10% off and one of those stickers.
Yeah. So definitely get in there and get one of those stickers because they are awesome. So speaking of which, we were going to be talking. Let's jump right into with you, Hamilton. Let's talk about Maketember. What's been going on? You're on fire, man.
I mean, I'm just very thankful that people actually want to watch my videos. So that's nice. If anybody out there doesn't know what we're talking about, Maketember started last year in 2022 when I had my YouTube channel and I was kind of trying to figure out like a growth pattern. And I decided to do Maketember, which was a CNC project every single day for 30 days. And then at the very end, I gave away some awesome stuff. And thankfully, Winfinity CNC allowed me to give away a CNC machine on my channel. It was huge. It was a ton of fun. And it just kind of like set the framework for my YouTube channel, which was awesome. And then this year, I decided to switch things up. I decided to go a little bit different direction with it and talk a little bit more about like the business side of things as well as doing some projects. So I had a video came out today that was analytics wise the best one of Maketember. So you can, if you've seen, you can decide for yourself. But I've just been releasing a video every Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. And then if anybody wants to join for the live giveaway, there will be a giveaway on my channel on October 1st, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're giving away another CNC from Winfinity, who is awesome. They showed up, and then PWN CNC put a spindle on it, which is super cool. And then Thunder Laser is giving away their brand new desktop CO2 laser, which is just, I wouldn't have ever thought somebody would let me give away a laser, but they are. So super thankful for them as well. And then so many other giveaways incorporated in there as well. Like Oneida Air is giving away some awesome dust deputies. Ornablanks, which is laser engraving, does their little ornaments as well. Carveco is giving away an entire perpetual license. It's every time I like look at the list, I'm sure I forgot people, but every time I look at the list, I think like, how do these people trust me? I'm just like some dude on the internet. So I'm very blessed. So if you have been watching the videos, thank you. It makes it a little bit more worth it to those sponsors for shelling that stuff out. So I appreciate all of y'all watching.
It's great. Yeah, I was looking earlier because you've now broken the 50,000 subscriber mark. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just 8 months ago, you did a video about how about the prior year, and you had finished with like 16,000. Mm-hmm. So you've had massive growth this year. So that's really awesome to see. So congratulations on that.
It's been so stressful, but a lot of fun.
Well, yeah. See, that's the thing. You got to make sure it stays fun. You know, mm-hmm. That's why everybody's tuning into you and watching you, is because of the way that you do things and your personality and all that. So don't try not to stress too much about it. You've gotten successful because of who you are. So don't
appreciate that.
Don't discount that.
Thanks.
And try to be what you think everybody else should be, or what everybody else thinks you should be. Something like that. I'm a fat guy in an attic with a exercise machine sitting here that's got dust on it. So
hey, I don't even have the exercise machine.
Good deal. Yeah, the video today that you did with the bottle openers, that was I think that was a really good mix of the background stuff on selling them and the actual, like, you know, things you can do to it to make it more profitable and personalized to people. Like engraving the opener, the metal part of the opener with your initials and stuff like that. I was like, man, I would never have even thought about doing that if I had the machine to do it. Like, that wouldn't have been something that would even come up in my brain. But it's a really good way just to make the whole thing even more personalized for the people. So
yeah, it's really interesting trying to come up with like different types of videos to serve the different types of people that watch my channel. And I think that'll always do well. That the single project kind of deep dive about how long it takes me for me to create it, like some pitfalls and stuff. And last year for Maketember, my videos were so in depth about, hey, we're literally walking up to the CNC, we're putting material down, I'm talking about the bits, I'm talking about the feeds and speeds. Like, honestly, now when I look back at it, it's like super boring, but it was super helpful for a lot of people. And if I go back and look at every single one of those Maketember videos, which I have, and I study every single one of them and what did well and what didn't, the thing that people actually watched was me sitting at the table after the project was done and talking about my experience in creating it and what I would sell it for. So once you've got 30 videos that took, days of my life in order to create, you now have a ton of analytics behind that. But this year I focused a whole lot more on the let's sit here and talk about it. And I think that there's a healthy balance somewhere in there of talking about, hey, let's actually create this on the CNC and slow down. But it's interesting once you do pay attention to the analytics side of YouTube and trying to capture your audience the best, because you can't make everybody happy that way. It's a constant issue.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I found the whole one interesting that you did about the rock climbing wall panels. I thought that was really fascinating. Like that you're not outsourcing the production of those, because it makes sense to do that.
Yep.
And even though one way or the other, it's got to make sense business wise and all that. And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty interesting.
And it's that type of video where like people asked, that they wanted to know more about like my business and what I do and how I make money, and like without pressing myself too much. And I figure those are the types of videos that people want to watch, which, I'm very thankful that you found that interesting. Whereas, it's just so eye-opening that other people don't want that type of content. So like when I talk about that side of things, about creating things and everything, it's especially when you mention money on YouTube, there's normally a pretty visceral reaction to it, because something that I was pretty blind to was that I'm thinking of talking to my buddy down the street, right? I'm not thinking about talking to the person in a country where $5, is like $500 here, right? So like YouTube, you don't know who's going to watch your video, and something that could be so casual for me to say could be extremely offensive to somebody else. And just understanding that and moving forward is a very interesting thing. So like that's the type of content that I want to make, is the like, hey, let's sit here and talk about business. But it's starting to prove more difficult as the channel grows, because the reactions are starting to get a little bit more toxic than people saying like, wow, I really appreciated this. It was a lot of people think that I'm just getting on there to like gloat and stuff, and so you have to unfortunately adapt and change.
It is what it is. I mean,
so I'm yammering, but I do have one more thing to say on it. Like I had somebody a few nights ago. I put up a video and I talked about customizing projects without customizing it as you're making it. And I talked about my trays and conversion varnish, and I just lightly touched on it. Somebody commented there like, it'll be really helpful if you made a video about mixing conversion varnish. And probably a year ago I would have made that video, but now I can't, because not only do the people who subscribe to my channel not want to watch it, it would cause people to unsubscribe from my channel. Like so making that video to help that one person would end up hurting me, because not only like those people left, but those people left and it showed YouTube like, maybe we shouldn't push his stuff out to other people. So it's just interesting. I don't know. I could talk about YouTube for literally weeks.
Oh yeah, I like hearing how the sausage is made.
I'm glad you do.
Like any kind of business. It's like I got yelled at by. I'm the president of our Home Builders Association here in this county, and I'm like, I'm El Presidente for eternal. It seems like I've been. You're only supposed to do it for 1 year, and I've been there for 5, but because nobody else wants to do it. But anyway, so we were talking to the one guy at Lowe's, the manager of Lowe's one day, and I was just like, man, like, what are your sales for a day? I'm just wondering, like, just calculating the amount of people that come in and out of this store every day. Well, he was like, oh, I can't tell you that. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess you can't.
Literally, it's funny you say that. Literally, this morning I was picking up Chick-fil-A, and their monitor was tilted over, and I was waiting for my order, and I was sitting there and I was staring at it, and it was flashing the daily and monthly sales, the actual sales number, and then the amounts. And I was sitting there staring at it, and the manager saw me look at it and double takes and took it and moved it. And I was like, so you can't show that kind of stuff to me. It's like, I'm just gonna sit there and be like, what are you actually making here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was like, knowing how I love the background of business, especially a business that I have no understanding of. And like, like the guys that have dumpsters on the backs of their truck and they drop them off. The guy that I got my Christmas lighting business from, he also does that. And so I always pester him with different questions about dumpsters. And it's like, I have no interest in starting a dumpster company, so I'm not trying to be in there. I just want to know how the money is made.
Step 1, collect underpants. Step 3, profit. Step 2, who knows? Sorry.
It's awesome. Let's let Hamilton not have to talk about himself for a little bit.
I could yammer for 2 hours and bore everybody to sleep.
And we'll talk about some of the videos that are showing up in the description. So, like I said, I'm trying to put all the videos that we discuss in the description of the video. So you can find Hamilton's newest video down there in the description. And along with the other ones most of the other ones that we talk about tonight. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, though, was the 3D set. So the guys that make the dune buggy that I got. So pretty cool. They just released a new model the other day. So here's what it is. It's a boat. So it's their first boat that they've something other than a car that they've released. This thing drives. Like you print this thing out and it floats and it drives. The motor on the back actually has a propeller in there and it does like a jet boaty type of thing. So I was like, that is so cool. It's listed on their site. The files are listed for $35 for the boat itself, and if you want the boat and trailer, you get the files for $50. So it's like 100 and something pieces. I mean, it's a lot. It's really complicated but interesting. Something I saw today about somebody, they had one of the guys from the site was actually printing one out, and so you see those stripes on the side. Those are filament. So when you print like the green part out of the boat, it has grooves in there, and you put in strips of filament to make the different colored stripes. And I was like, that is genius. Like the way that the amount of detail that those guys get into on those things, it's so wild. But like that, they even thought, oh, we're going to put stripes on this thing. I thought it was a sticker. And then I saw the picture of it when it was printing out and it had grooves there. I was like, are you putting like pieces of filament in there? And they were like, yeah, that's exactly what you do. I was like, holy crap, that is sweet.
Now, when you order a kit from them, does the kit include the parts that you can't 3D print, like the tires and the springs?
No. So you're just getting the printed files from them.
Okay.
And so and then you print it out on your 3D printer in whatever colors that you want or whatever. And then they give you a list of the other parts that you need. So like a servo for the steering and you need this kind of a motor for it or whatever.
I had no idea any of this stuff existed at all.
It's
so this is what you just showed us.
Yeah. So the boat.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what the dune buggy came from.
So what's like your all-in cost at this point?
On this one, once you get the motors and everything, you're probably, I'd say probably $120 or so, 130 maybe.
That's not bad at all. That's so cool.
No. And most of that is going to be the battery and the electronics. I mean, you get little, you can order the little screws and everything to put it together with and stuff. And, but the battery and the electronic stuff is going to cost you.
See, I'm not in the 3D printing world at all. So seeing this right now, like, this is so cool. And it makes complete sense because, people have bought model stuff since it existed. So why would they not sell model stuff that you just print and make yourself? That seems to be the logical next step.
And the level of detail that they go into is crazy.
These renders are nuts.
Yeah.
Like the tires are really even sunken.
Yeah, like slightly deflated. I noticed that when you put up the boat, I was like, they put that there just so you would see that detail.
Yeah. It's nuts, the coolness that they do.
Very cool.
I want them to do a Volkswagen bus so bad. It's like, come on, give me a bus. So there's somebody out there that actually has a 3D rendering of a bus that you can buy the file for and print it out for a remote control car. But I don't know. After building the dune buggies, you're spoiled on the detail in the level of engineering that goes into putting it all together. So, but it was really, really neat. Let's see here. So, going back here, all right. So, probably keeping in that 3D printer theme. This guy was introduced this week. This is the Bamboo Lab A1. It's their new low-cost printer, and it's a bed slinger, which it's kind of funny. Bamboo Labs, they said that they wanted to end bed slingers, and then they come out with one. It's like, all right, well, that makes a whole lot of sense. There's been a ton of videos that have come out on it since its release. Bamboo Labs evidently had a whole bunch of these that were like the prototype ones, and they're all the things are clear, like all the metal pieces are clear, clear plastic. It gives it kind of a different look. You can kind of see how everything's working and moving on the inside. And they sent it to a whole bunch of YouTubers. There's been some drama this week in the whole 3D printing community too, because it got leaked about 12 hours before it was supposed to be released, and by one of the big YouTuber 3D printer people. And it was I was getting ready to go to bed the one night, and then one of my favorite new channels, Nathan Builds Robots, came out with this video showing these the leaked images and stuff like that. It was pretty, and he nailed exactly what that machine was going to be and had no idea. He had seen the same picture everybody else had. He got this picture, and that's all he went off of, and just what he deduced what they were going to do and make, and because they didn't send him one. He's on their naughty list for some reason, but that he nailed exactly what they were building, and it was pretty impressive. He's a very smart dude. I hope that someday we can get him to come on to the show and talk, because I'll geek out for a while. No. But anyway, so yeah, the A1 is out. It's a low cost machine. I did a video on it the other day, like going through it as it was, as they unveiled it. I went through their site and was getting as much information off of it as I can. And the one thing that I don't understand the whole machine, to be honest with you. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because it's a small machine, and it yet it takes up more space than all of their other machines because of that AMS unit, the multicolor unit that goes on it. And then the box, Uncle Jesse did a video talking about it. And he was like, he measured it out. You need about 30 inches of room for the AMS, the printer, and then a box to catch all the filament purge poop because it gets flung out everywhere. And it was like, you got this little itty bitty build plate when you could have, for really not much more money at that point, you could get one of their enclosed machines and have a much bigger volume of print capability, even though you wouldn't have the multi-material.
And can you remind us what is different about it? Is it just the multi-filament colors? And
they did it a couple, though they did. Right now you can only buy it with the multi-material thing. All JR's out there.
Yeah.
Hey, JR.
Thanks, JR.
Yeah, Hamilton's been doing awesome. But if you buy just the printer, whenever it becomes available, just to buy the printer, it's $300. So not bad. With that AMS unit, the AMS Lite or whatever they call it, it's $459. So they chose that number, I think, because it's exactly what the PRUSA Mini is, and I think they're going after PRUSA sales. So you can spend the same amount and be able to do multicolors and faster. So pretty wild, because if we look at it here's that, so that's the A1 from Bamboo Labs. And then here's the PRUSA Mini. So it's cantilever design, and all that. And I think PRUSA is getting kind of. I think they're shaking PRUSA. The TADA Printing did a little video the other day because PRUSA actually put out input shaping on to the PRUSA Mini that you can get on the Mark IV PRUSAs. And she was actually having problems with it because it's in the alpha version or whatever. There's another video out there that showed like how to fix what was happening to hers, but still she was having problems with it right away, trying to get the input shaping to go. But she made a good little video out there. It was a quick video of talking about what it took to put the new firmware on there and all that good stuff. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm not. The more I looked at it at the A1, the less impressed it was. I don't like that multi-material, setup. It looks really janky. They're moving and the whole thing's like wobbling on all of them, so it doesn't look like it's very stout. And it takes up just gobs of room.
And like you said, for as small as your build area is,
taking up that much room,
no amount of extra add-ons and different bells and whistles I think could really change that. It's like what do 3D printers want? I think they want more build volume.
Yeah, I think if you're going to go with something smaller like that, like they should have still stuck with the Core XY and made like a smaller AMS, like maybe just 2-color, or something like that. Because
like all these, if it was a bigger machine, all these extra bells and whistles, it would make sense, Yeah. But this small, I don't know. Sorry, I've talked myself out of it now.
I don't even want it anymore.
I don't want it anymore.
The people that have if I was one of the people that owned one of the P1Ps or the P1Ss, I'd be irritated too, because this little guy got a touchscreen and theirs don't have that.
How much is it?
By itself, it's $300, but right now you can only buy it with that multi-material thing, and it's $459.
So guy who knows nothing about 3D printing or the value in that. Is that like a budget version? Is that like, oh wow, that's a really good price, and you want to jump on that for what it's giving you?
That's what their aim is. Yeah. So is to be a budget multicolor printer. So, but I don't know.
I don't know if it was big or not, but did y'all see the maybe it's the most recent one that Anker has came out with, or Anchor or whatever their name is?
Yeah, the Anchor Make 5, I think, is the
for like made for beginners or whatever, and like has a button. They hounded me, and they really wanted one on the channel. And I just kept on being like, I know nothing about 3D printers. And they're like, that's who it's for. And I'm like, no, I'm like, you don't understand. It's gonna be real bad. And they like kept on telling me like what it was good for and like the value behind it. And I don't know the value. Like CNC machines, like now I understand, like money versus what you're getting and stuff. But like 3D printers, like I don't know.
Once you would figure out the printers, it'll be interesting to see what you would use it for.
I would use it specifically to make stuff for showers. I would make like kids games that could suction cup onto like walls and bathtubs. So you could like fill up with water and like run water stuff. I would create just an entire like maze for like showers. I've thought about it a lot about what I would make, but just the modeling portion, I've never done anything like that, and I don't know. Maybe one day.
Yeah. The build plate size of the mini of the A1 is 180 cubed, 180 millimeters cubed, which is the same as the PRUSA Mini. And all those little printers like that, they're all the same usually. So, but yeah, well, Hamilton, the videos I saw on that Anchor Make 5, that's what they really were aiming for, people that have no 3D printing, knowledge, because it was pretty simple from what I was seeing about how to use it.
As somebody who doesn't follow this stuff, because I've heard, like, it's funny, like a few different people mention this specifically, and like how like it's kind of like shaking things and all the drama behind it. Yeah. But as somebody who doesn't know anything, I easily would have bought into the hype for the carbon, for the like all the fast things, and seeing all the hype on it versus how easy it is and how cheap it is. Like I almost actually bought one, and then I was like, what am I doing? I don't know what I bought.
But one of the things, especially, watch out is the ecosystem. And we touched on that, what was that, like 2 weeks ago when we were talking about it. You're kind of locked in to their system. Oh. Now they do say you can use other people's filament, but aren't there some of the 3D printers who won't let you use anybody else's filament? You have, it's kind of like the Keurig thing.
It used to be.
It used to be.
Yeah. Nowadays, everybody uses everything, as long as it's the same diameter, which is they all use the same diameter mostly. But it's pretty cool.
But I did see, like on the A1, you can, if you use their stuff, it'll take all their settings, put it in, and just go, instead of having to, like, with your CNC, what to use. They
have like an RFID tag or something in them, and it'll automatically read what's in there, which is pretty cool. But if you use somebody else's, like Vauxhall or something like that, you just put in whatever it is, and it still reads it or understands what's there. But speaking of this whole A1 thing, this ad was showing up on my Facebook feed this week too, and that's this guy, which this co-print 3D.com. I don't know where they're out of. I think they're out of the UK or Istanbul or something like that. It shows both addresses on their website, but they're getting ready to start a Kickstarter for something. I don't really. It comes up as a couple different things. So, like if you look here, they have that chroma pad down at the bottom. And that in itself is like one of these little clipper pads that have been out for the different printers, like Creality has one, and some of the other people have them too. But you can plug in printers to them and make them faster or manage them. But that Chroma pad is supposed to be able to take care of up to 8 printers, which is kind of cool. But what really was catching my eye was that Chroma head that they have on there, which looks exactly like the head on the PRUSA. On the A1 here, where you have all the filament going directly into the extruder head. So if you look at that closer there, it's very, very similar to what's going on. And I like the form factor looks nicer because they got filament hanging on the wall behind it. So it doesn't take up much room. It's like, wow, look at that. These guys are doing it better. But I thought that was interesting that they were showing that, and that's supposed to be like a head that you can put on any printer, because that's some sort of Ender 3 something or other there. But that head's supposed to be able to get put on there. So it'll be interesting. I sent them an email this week trying to get some more information from them so that we could talk about it and all that. But we'll follow the Kickstarter whenever it goes live. I'll point everybody to it so that they can check it out and see what the hype is, see if it works. But, all right, well, let's get away from some 3D printing. Let's go to some laser cutting. Here's Paul Brown, or I'm sorry, Peter Brown. He was doing stained glass with laser cutting his laser cutting a design and then filling all the stuff with resin and giving it like a fake stained glass look. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a neat process. He was using like UV resin and putting it all together, and I thought it looked pretty cool. I thought that was a pretty original idea of using lasers and resin and all that good stuff. It pretty fun. But that was a good video to check out. He had some problems with it. Stuff wasn't curing like it was supposed to, and all this. I kind of like it when people show that stuff doesn't go as according to plan. But and then here for 68 Woodworks, they did a good video here. I mean, that picture looks really bad, but I don't know why it's like blowing it all the way up to the size of the screen. You know, you get this guy here, and it just goes right to the middle of the screen. It's nice and clear, and then you get this. I mean, come on, that was their thumbnail, but I don't understand why it grew up so big. But whatever, we're trying.
I think it looks great.
Yeah. But they did a video just on their process of doing laser cut signs, layered signs, and stuff like that, and work their way through their process of cutting MDF and some tips and tricks. And I thought it was a good video to put together. You know, it was good stuff.
You know, those layered signs, getting everything just right and centered. Oh man, I shake. I don't know how. I'm like, That's why I'm like, I cut it out. That's why, like, you know, when it's cut out and then it's like a puzzle piece in. You know, none of the free form ones where it's like, oh man, I don't know how some people get that perfectly on.
Well, if you score it, like score the next layer with like the outline of where it's supposed to go, it usually helps out.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't help if your hands are like shaking while you're trying to get it in place.
I don't have Parkinson's, really.
I really don't. It just doesn't want me to make this piece of.
Yeah. Oh, crazy. Oh man. Where were we at here? Oh, there was we got another hashtag for everybody. That's what Paul's talking about.
Keeping the people on their toes.
Having an So yeah. Oh yeah, gotta keep everybody on their toes. Did you guys see that Bourbon Moth put out another camper video?
Yes. He's finally talking about weight.
and then he ran out of 3/4 inch plywood, so he made some.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, geez. Oh,
The guy does beautiful work, but man, that's
it's gonna be a heavy girl. I hope he gets a bigger truck. He's gonna need to pull that thing. Oof. That's crazy, but it's beautiful, that's for sure. Oh man. Well, I think that was the major things that I wanted to talk about this week on some of the videos that we've been pulling up. I thought I had more than that, but I guess not. Oh well. So I got a new computer. It seems to be working well. Look, I can just click. I can click on something and it pops right up. Yeah, hashtag new computer. So one of these hashtags might get you a subscription to Pixel CNC. One of them, or not a subscription, to a license, full on license. I don't know why I was saying it was a thingy, but that's all good.
That's because everything's a subscription nowadays.
Yeah, it seems like it. It's kind of a pain.
Yeah,
definitely a pain. But oh man, where was I at? Oh, so I was sorry. Oh, something funny happened today. So I was downstairs in the in my basement painting the room, right? And I hear my dog bark. He's row, row, row. And my wife had just left a couple minutes before then. And then I hear the dog bark, and then he stops. And about 5 minutes later, I get a message from my neighbor across the way. And he's like, "Hey, I got Ranger here by the back door of he's on my deck. I don't know what I just thought I'd let you know that he's out." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll go. I'll come out and go get him." So I just get out of the house and go. And I'm like, "How the heck did he get out? All the doors seem to be closed, but he can open up the back sliding door when he wants to." Because like he'll jump up and he flops the switch down, and then he knows if he just keeps jumping at the door, it'll slide a little bit as it goes, and then he can get out. And so I kind of figured that's what it was, but when I got there, the door was closed, so I didn't know if Grandpa might have closed it or whatever. I just headed right outside, so I start walking across the field to the neighbor's house, and he's like, "Yeah, here he is." And I'm like, "That's not Ranger." That's some other German Shepherd. And got up to him, and nice dog, and he had an air tag on him and all that. So I know that the people behind me, behind the woods, behind my house, the couple of the houses there have shepherds too. And I was like, it's got to be one of theirs. So I start calling and sending messages, and turned out it was the one, the state trooper that's down there. His got out, and good old Recon, but he wouldn't let me. I was going to throw him in my truck and take him down there and around, but I every time I get close to him, he just kind of look at me and just start walking away. Like, man, that crazy dog. But yeah, it was. So I came in and I was just soaking wet. I was just like, oh well, this is all over. I'd run out of paint anyway. I was done down there for the day painting. It was funny. It was a fun little bit of jaunt out there. And I walked back in the house, and Ranger's sitting there looking at me. I'm like, "Yeah, I know you're inside. I know you didn't go out.
I'm right here.
Here's a treat because you're a good boy." So it was pretty funny. But, oh man. Well, I guess we can do some giving away of some stuff here. If I'm looking at over at the giveaway tool, and so if you haven't put in the hashtags that have been showing up on the screen here tonight, you might want to do that really quick, because there's one of these is one of them is our giveaway for the weekend. So it was hashtag new computer. We had hashtag and we had hashtag CNC. So give you guys a few seconds if anybody didn't put one of those in, to go ahead and put them in. And I'm going to figure out how I can get back over here to this giveaway tool, and we'll get it sent out here. Let's see here. I'm going to share a screen here. So yeah, I know it's better with 2 monitors. Yep. I'll do that. And now my screen's going to go all wonky. Oh, wait a second. I got it. Yeah. It helps if I do this once in a while. There we go. All right. So now we're going to do this. And there we go. All right. Now we're going into the abyss. And it was Pixel CNC. Of course it is. Come on. So thanks to Charlie and Leon for giving us the license to give away, and we're going to go ahead and hit it. So we're not waiting. It's going. Here we go. Who's it going to be?
Dun, 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 dun.
Richard Sell, you won yourself Pixel CNC, buddy.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Yeah.
congrats.
Very cool. All right, so we're going to get off of there, and there we go. Hey, look, that didn't work too bad. It actually did okay tonight. So, Richard, we're going to send me an email here at let's see here, rballarddesigns@hotmail.com, and I will get you in touch with Charlie and Leon, and they will get you all set up with your license for Pixel CNC. So that was very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well, Mr. Corliss, you got anything else you want to talk about tonight?
No, if I did, I forgot it.
It happens after last week. I mean, you turned into a pumpkin.
I know it.
It's all good. It was a marathon last week. Mr. Hammerquist, you got anything?
Hey, finally got that Pixel CNC review video out, so go check it out. And remember, for every 5 copies that the affiliate link sells, I'll be giving away a license here for y'all to give away.
Awesome.
Nice. That's cool.
Much appreciated. It's that link for Paul's video is in the description, so it's real quick and easy to get to, and it's a really good video. I mean, it really spells it out really nice and clear and succinct on how to use that stuff. So
yes, the edited video is now the all 2 hours recorded.
No one thinks about that.
No.
Sitting in front of your computer, just like,
cut this out. Yeah. So it was a good video on it, and I will definitely be referencing it as I mess with that program. So, Mr. Hamilton, what about you, buddy? You got anything?
Nothing for me. I'm just happy to hang out with y'all tonight and just hang out for a little bit. If anybody wants to throw in their hat to win a CNC machine, hang out with me on October 1st. I'm excited about it.
Yep.
Funny story behind that sticker is Cody got in touch with me and he was like, "You want to do another sticker this year?" And I was like, "For sure." And I started like sitting down and going through the process, and I started stressing myself out. And I was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna make a funny sticker." So I literally made that in 2 seconds. Emailed it to him. I was like, "How do you like it?" And he was like, "Done." I was like, "Perfect."
That was awesome. I was very excited about that. So
I actually got mine in too. So I've got to put mine on my CNC machine. But I was happy just to unwrap it and actually see it in person.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. So, if anybody needs any bits, go see Cody over at cadencemanufacturingdesign.com. Get yourself a Jenny bits. use the code Maketember 2023 and get 10% off of that. So,
and it's funny because like Cody's so awesome and does giveaways like fairly recently. He's like so plugged into the community that I had completely forgot that he is one of the main giveaway people for Maketember. So I'll be giving away some bits as well. Thank you so much, Cody. Like he's just like one of us. So like it's so easy just to like, I don't know, they're easily the best quality bits that I've ever used. And I cannot thank Cody enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's a good dude. He's where it's at. So something I've been meaning to tell everybody about this for the last like 3 weeks. And so there's a link in the description for a video or a channel to check out. So like I was saying before, I like knowing how the sausage is made and all that. I love robotics and all this other crazy crap. So there's a band called Compressor Head. You should check it out. They are robots that play the real instruments, and they do. The videos are all older. Like the newest one's a couple years old, but it is so cool to watch, especially the drummer. I love the drummer's got like 4 arms, and he's off of everything. It is so awesome, and he's headbanging while he's doing it. It's great seeing these robots like playing real instruments. And the lead singer guy, he's on tracks and he's like singing and with a microphone and stuff, and he's going forward and back and he's turning around and stuff. It's hilarious. If you like any kind of like machinery and gadgets and robots and stuff, I think that the lead singer guy has to weigh several thousand pounds. I mean, it's a lot of metal and all that. So check them out. There's a link in the description for it. It was pretty fun to watch how everything works. Like on the drummers. There's a little guy holding on to one of the cymbals, and all he does is he's real short. He's like this tall, and it's hilarious. Yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it. They do some covers and I guess some original stuff or something, but just the engineering and creativity that went behind building these things, it's pretty impressive. So go check them out.
My local Chuck E. Cheese, the animatronics that were supposed to be doing the little Chuck E. Cheese band was always broken. So I never got to see it. That sounds like the much better version.
It's intense. It's really cool. So yeah, definitely check them out. I think it's just so awesome that like they're actually playing guitars. Like they're strumming the guitar. They're hitting the drums and all that stuff. I was very impressed with the creativity there and making that function and being able to travel with it and set it up again and have it work and stuff. It's pretty neat. So go check it out. All right. Well, we're going to jump out of here then, and we'll have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week for episode 16, and we'll see what kind of mistakes we can make along the way.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll show up at the beginning of the show. I don't know. So, all right. Well, you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.